Today we're going to take a look at Luther Burden in our ODK, and we'll just start by setting the table here. Luther Burden is downfield, and as you can see, we got safety coverage over the top, okay? So the reason I just wanted to start with this screen grab, by the way, just a reminder, we can't use video. Got to do screenshots. That's why we're doing screenshots. It's just the rules. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, and sit back and just enjoy how Hoge just fills in the gaps of video with just still pictures and the way he circles things and directs you. It's one of the greater moments of my day every time when we do ODK, which stands for offense, defense, and kicking.
So,
shut up.
This is actually from 2 years ago at Georgia. So he's still a sophomore. And the point I'm just starting this with is he was getting a lot of attention. This was a highly regarded recruit. Some believe he's the best player that's ever played at Missouri, just in terms of pure talent.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, Hoge. I used to work in Kansas City, so I had a million people from Missouri reach out to me. They love this guy. Keep going.
Yeah. So we'll go to the next play here. You're going to see why. I showed you that first one, so you could see why they have to be kind of gimmicky with Luther Burden. You're going to see some DJ Moore type of stuff in this ODK. So here he is lined up in the backfield, all right? And they're just going to have him sort of swing out here. And what is this? Well, just trying to distract the defense. By the way, I don't know what's going on here with Georgia. We got a big guy running off the field here. We got another guy who's down here. There's 13 guys on the field. For some reason, the quarterback doesn't snap the ball in time. This should have been an easy penalty, but they didn't. He was very polite, let everybody get off the field before he snapped the ball.
The guy on the line of scrimmage trying to get into the play, he's off sides right now.
Well,
maybe not, but it's close.
I don't know. We got our ball here.
The 3-tech, though, is ready to take on everyone. Look at him. That dude's fired up.
This guy's like, I am going to tackle everyone on this play.
No
regardless,
one has their hand down.
Regardless, this is just trying to get attention on Burden to the outside, and Brady Cook is just running this straight up ahead. Okay, so these were the types of things Missouri had to do in their offense because they couldn't. Burden's getting all this attention on every single play. Like, they can't just throw him the ball every single time. So I'm just showing you the ways in which they got to use him as a decoy at times. And if I'm being honest, one of the criticisms I have looking at the tape is he could do a better job of being fully engaged, fully carrying out some of these fakes. They put him on a lot of end arounds, and sometimes he's just sort of jogging at half speed.
We'll get him around Beijing. He'll figure out how to do that.
Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
how are you when the ball is not in your hands?
All right, so let's look at this little switch release here.
Love 17.
Burden, let me back up. We'll circle Burden in green so you can see which one he is. But we're going to finally be able to get him the ball here on this route. He's just sort of going to go across that corner, creating that switch release. And then the wide receiver's off is going to go this way to kind of take the safety with them. So they're going to finally get an opportunity here to throw the ball to Luther Burden in one-on-one coverage, and you're going to like the results. So we go to the next slide, starting with quick out here to the bubble. Now, this is probably an option they can actually throw depending on the coverage, but the quarterback, Brady Cook's going to realize, I got Burden down here. We're going to be able to manipulate this safety with the route coming here, and that's going to leave Luther Burden one-on-one on the outside for a deep ball. And here's the point where he releases it. Okay,
Set him with his arm up there.
Ball's coming up, and we are mailboxing. We got the hand up, ready to go. Look, there's not a lot of separation. Part of the reason why I wanted to show this play is this is really good coverage by I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he was a big time Under Armour American recruit at Georgia, who's in coverage here on this play. But that's all. When Burden's got one-on-one,
hand up.
That's all he needs. So, and now I want to get into some of the technical stuff here because this is really impressive stuff with Luther Burden that I like. He is very good at sort of throttling down. So ball's in the air. He's tracking it in the air, and he's going to actually, it's hard to show on a screenshot, but he's actually slowing down just slightly here.
I can feel it.
To get him sort of in a position where he can box out the DB. Next frame, now he's going to accelerate back and get that arm out too. Just a subtle little push. Not a push off. Just sort of give me my space while he uses his legs to really create that separation and go get the football that's in the air. That is like next level veteran type stuff that most college receivers don't have. There's one thing to be able to change gears smoothly, which he also does, but to know how to create space while the ball's in the air, while you're also tracking the ball to know that you can go get it once you accelerate. It's really impressive stuff. And remember, this is 2 years ago. This tape's from 2 years ago.
Use your body, baby.
And again, I want to give this DB credit, man. This is a good job of recovering and still playing through the ball with your hands. You want to rake your hands through the ball. It's pretty good coverage.
Is that Kelly Ringo?
No.
No? Okay.
No, he's still there. I looked up his name earlier. Now I'm forgetting it. But he's a big-time player. Well, at least he was. I don't know how he's considered now in terms of NFL prospects. But it's still good coverage on this play. You could see the ball coming in. Luther Burden still tracking it, fighting through the DB's arms, getting in there. Here's the look from the end zone camera. Really good job with his hands to still make this play despite the DB's arms getting in there. This is just a really nice play all around. Honestly, good defense, better offense.
Yep.
Quite frankly. He makes the catch, and this is what you're going to get with Luther Burden too. You know, little celebration.
You know about it.
Yeah, he's letting you know it was a really nice play, and it was. Now, what I just talked about with the throttling down to create space, this is why it's hard. I want to give him credit for it on the last play, but honestly, it cost him a touchdown later in the game because he did this same thing. Remember what I just showed you? It's happening again here. But he kind of misjudged how much time he actually had to do this because he doesn't make this catch. He made this catch harder than it needed to be. But where this ball's headed, this is the type of play that maybe would have been judged as like an overthrow in the moment. I don't know, man. There's all this space here. To me, that's a perfectly placed football, and he kind of throttled down a little bit too much, made this catch a lot harder on himself. It goes incomplete, and they had to settle for a field goal. In this game, they ended up losing by one possession.
It's a good thing he learned from that.
Never noticed at Georgia they have the Georgia G on the goal line.
Oh, I never noticed that either.
That's the attention to detail that Braggs brings to the table that nobody else does.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. The G.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I don't think I ever noticed that. See, you learn something.
Creative.
I certainly didn't see that myself. That's a great job by Gregory relating to the G.
That's right.
All right, let's go to game. This is also from 2 years ago, by the way. They're playing LSU at home.
It's a pretty tough competition, between Georgia and LSU.
Yeah, you're playing a lot of good DBs in the SEC. Now, just want to give you an opportunity, and I want to give Brady Cook credit. He's the quarterback here, and he really seemed to have a good understanding of what he was seeing in some of these moments when Luther Burden would actually come open. So, if you look at how LSU is lined up here, you got your nickel, you got your safety over the top. So this is looking like, pre-snap, they're doubling Luther Burden. Most talented receiver on the field. That would make sense. But this nickel's going to come on a blitz. All right. So he's going to try to pressure. That's going to leave Luther Burden one-on-one on the safety. Okay. And he's going to show you why you probably don't want to do that. Because one-on-one with the safety, it doesn't look like he's open here. Trust me, he's open. He's already won this route right here. You could see he's in the.
You could see the safety's feet are not in a good position there.
Right. He's kind of flat-footed, backtracking,
like sitting in an invisible chair.
Right. And these feet right here, he is setting you up to basically go do this and goodbye. And sure enough, there's the space he's created. Ball's in the air. It's actually kind of on a laser here. Really well-thrown ball. And it's going to set him up in stride to run. Now, nice play by the safety actually in recovery. He's able to trip him, to sort of go after his ankles from behind after he gets beat. So this was not a touchdown. It was still a pretty damn good gain downfield. And once again, he's going to let you know about it, Luther Burden. First down, that's for sure. So there's your ODK, a lot of the different things, the way that Missouri had to scheme him up, use him as a decoy a lot just because he's getting a lot of coverage. And then in the moments where they could actually create one-on-one opportunities, or if the defense was silly enough to, have that nickel blitz there in that spot, hit them. Now, the reason why I mentioned Brady Cook a couple times in there, quarterback's got to understand what he's seeing. Quarterback's got to understand those moments when he comes open. On the flip side, he's also not going to be the one getting double-teamed all the time. He's joining a very talented offense that's got a lot of weapons, got Roma Dunze, got DJ Moore, got a couple tight ends that can get open. So theoretically, it should be easier to get him the ball than it was at Missouri. But point is, very talented player in Luther Burden.